20 years ago, I walked into the building as a college student, and I was welcomed with open arms by Rabbi Mark and others to come and teach the students of this community and to be a part of it. And ever since then, every step of the way in my learning, no matter where I've lived in the country, Rabbi Mark has always been a mensch, a friend, a mentor, a teacher, and it's been an incredible relationship.
When I think of CTJ, I think of Rabbi Mark.
So Rabbi Mark is the kind of friend who you can call, and if he answers, he'll do anything for you that you need. We will miss him truly.
He makes delicious food like blintzes, challah, all kinds of foods.
He actually has this very odd sleep schedule. He doesn't sleep in a normal pattern. I will get emails from him between 1 and 4 a.m. So he'll do some normal nights, and then all of a sudden he'll stay up all night and do tons of work.
Risa has been the person who has allowed Rabbi Mark to give everything to this community for almost 3 decades. She keeps him running, and she makes sure that he can give us what we need.
Because they do have a house, and they have their own kids, and they have their own life, and the two of them in partnership get everything done that's allowed him to be as much of a help to our community. And that's just happened over and over again. And normally those aren't the things you can advertise. You can't tell everybody about them because they're private or personal or very important, but they make a difference.
Risa and my family, they've been very patient with my making the kind of commitment it takes to be a good rabbi. And I like to say she's been waiting for 30 years for me to come home from this or that meeting. So in terms of the things I want to do, while I still have, thank God, some good health and some time and a lot of interest, I think the timing is just perfect.
When we began as a very small congregation, 30, 35 families, it was very comfortable. And as Mark said, we were members, and we came to services when there was a bar bat mitzvah. And we were the only Jews in our neighborhood on the block, and we didn't have much of a community that we knew about. So coming to the synagogue, we started meeting people that we connected with, and over the years, we have seen this area grow so much with so many different people in our community that we know and relate to. And the community has grown. The Jewish community has grown.
Well, we moved to Manhattan Beach thinking it was somewhere in Orange County in 1979, and followed the same instinct of a lot of Jewish families. We looked for a place to go for high holidays. So we looked it up in what was then called the Yellow Pages, and we called Congregation Tiferet Jacob, spoke to Judy Silverberg, who was one of the founding members, and made arrangements to daven with them that fall of 1979. Risa and I got very involved in the community and got involved before too long in the board and in the ritual life of the community. And it's what seemed and felt like maybe 30 or so families committed to building something that they weren't sure what it was going to be yet. Very hands-on, all volunteer. We had no consultants. We virtually had no staff. We had a Shabbat rabbi. So from that point, due to the dedication of a lot of people and some good fortune and some breaks we had, we leased several elementary schools in here in Manhattan Beach, the first one for $324 a month. And with that kind of number, it's easy to balance your budget, of course. But slowly, we started to grow. I kind of took the rabbinical position, and as a blessing to me, was motivated to go back and finish my rabbinical studies for ordination later on. But I took that on, and at an unexpected time in my life, but somehow I knew that at one point, after having taken a sabbatical, or whatever you want to call a hiatus from rabbinical school back in 1971, that I would be back this way. And so CTJ really created that opportunity for me to fulfill what was surely part of my own vision of what I wanted to be in life.
Did they say, hey, we need a rabbi?
It was pretty much, yeah, we need a rabbi. Are you busy? And John Austin was president then. I think it was late '87, and we made a deal and moved ahead together.
In our tradition, we have this really neat saying that says, "Aseh lecha rav ukneh lecha chaver," that you want to make for yourself a rabbi, and in the process you gain for yourself a friend. And for me, I think that teaching from Pirkei Avot really exemplifies my relationship with Rabbi Mark, in that I looked for a Rav, a teacher, and through it all I got a great friend.
Rabbi Mark grew up as a rabbi in this community with our kind of informal, friendly, beach conservative nature, and so he naturally became Rabbi Mark. And that is a symbol of the kind of community that we are.
CTJ, it's a 24/7 activity, and when something goes wrong in somebody's life, there's a set of phone calls that occur any minute of the day, and Rabbi Mark is the lead for all of that. And so it's not like he punches a time clock. This is his job around the clock, and I've seen him give so much to so many people, and that's part of a team.
Risa didn't sign up for this, but she made it so beautiful and so wonderful. She didn't know she was marrying a rabbi. You know, what are you going to do? So it's like, you know, I've heard people say, you know, life is not about making all the right decisions. Sometimes life is about making a good decision and then taking everything that you have and all of your experience and making it as good as you can no matter what happens. And so, you know, maybe Risa didn't know she was marrying a rabbi, but she's not the conventional rebbetzin, but she is an awesome, awesome part of our community.
In one sense, Risa, and by extension, the rest of my nuclear family, my kids, they're the ones that, if you will, paid the price. They were the ones who were patient and understanding, and because being a part of a rabbi's family is not easy. Always on call, you know, 24/6 or actually 24/7.
She's the power behind the throne, if you will, in the sense that his household needs to keep running and he needs to be supported, and she's his support structure that enables him to give everything to this community. And she does that selflessly and without complaint, as far as I'm aware. You know, having been president been on the board for 3 years, it's something that Risa gives us, Rabbi Mark, every single day.
I don't feel as isolated. My children knew other Jewish children, not a lot, but a good amount. And we created a community here. And I see over the years how the community has grown and prospered, and the new synagogue is so wonderful, and having a school is just wonderful.
I want them to know that she is a fabulous cook, and that some of my good skills in the kitchen I inherited from her, and that we still have a good time, and we together are looking forward to exploring new possibilities in our lives as well. But she's been called the New Age Rebbetzin because she didn't fall into anyone else's role model at all, but that she has been not only supportive of me, but has at the same time developed a myriad of wonderful and warm relationships here at the synagogue, and therefore we can continue to be a family and part of this bigger CTJ family.
I'm sure that he's going to keep transitioning into new things, because he always does. And I'm also sure that we'll still be involved in the Jewish community, because we are involved and it's part of our lives.